Jim, we've been on this roll. We talked about the qualities in the third chakra, power, control, resistance, and judgment. And then last week we talked about being on the edge and reacting. And I know with the Mastering Alchemy tools, there's one tool, one concept that kind of opens the door to remove the us versus them thing. So let's talk about that one word.
So this space we've been talking about for the 3 weeks now is there's a transition. This is a shift. This isn't going away, this whole structure, and it's creating an off-balanceness in people. And the off-balanceness is such that it's creating the me versus you, and the them and us, and the need to tighten up and protect myself. Survival. All of it is about closing down and protecting. Mm-hmm. And the reality is everybody's the same. Everybody has needs, has wants, everybody simply wants to be happy.
Yeah, feel safe. People are people.
People are people. So when this whole nature of us and them walls begin to draw, and you've seen it all through history, where it comes and goes, it ebbs and flows, it tightens down into a Machiavellian type of, we are going to kill those off because they're not like us, or we've seen it all along. But there's really one word in our reality, the most important word there is, and the word is hello. Hello, I see you. Hello, can I be of assistance? Hello, I'm opening up communication to you. And really simple, if you think about how we walk down the street, where lots of other people walking down the street, and nothing's said. People just walk right past each other oblivious. But if you play the game of just simply looking at somebody, looking at them and saying, hello, you startle them. And they always, virtually always anyway, say hello back. It's a reaction. Hello back.
And if they don't respond, they're still jarred. Like, right. Whoa, someone said hello to me.
Nobody says hello. What do? I don't know what to do. So they go into that, again, that survival space of I don't know what to do. But this word hello provokes communication. And when you start to recognize that other person with the capacity to think differently than you, and the potential that what they have to offer is really pretty exciting. It's like only eating hamburgers and then being introduced to great Italian food or Chinese food. And no. It's like, whoa, this is really good. Hello. And that's really kind of how it plays out.
This last week I had this experience where, total illustration of this. I walk into a clothing store that I'd not been before. Beautiful stuff in there. But I walk in and the owner, this woman, comes up to me with no hello. Mm-hmm. And she says, oh, look at all this great stuff we have here. You would look good in this, you would look good in that. How come you're not picking stuff up? The energy was not hello, it was buy my stuff.
But no recognition of you.
No. I could have left and, I left and she had no memory of who I was. But that non-hello was a turnoff.
Yeah, sure. I had a circumstance like that one time where I wasn't even thinking about buying a house, but I had the resources and I didn't have a house and I needed to move. But the mindset was, rent something. That was when I was younger, and money didn't make any sense to me. Money still doesn't make sense to me. But this woman said, well, why don't you buy a house? No. Remember we had the conversation, but you can always go to no, but you can't always go to yes. This is a classic one. And she didn't really hear the no, but she kind of said, hello, well, who are you? What are you doing here? What are you all about? Have you ever bought a house? Now my defensiveness or my ignorance or my uncertainty was I'm in communication with somebody. And no, I really haven't bought a house for a long time. And she said, the market's changed. And all of a sudden she's informing me, but not selling me. Mm-hmm. And by the time we got done, it was like, this is crazy not to buy a house. And I wound up ultimately buying a house. But if I stayed at my no, non-hello, non-communication, okay, stop selling me, I'm out of here, I'd probably still be renting today.
Yeah.
So that hello, when it's done in a I see you
And
manner.
it's even I see how great you are. I
Yeah.
see who you are as a spirit, not as a human in a body.
Now that's a elevated step. It's like, hello, I see you. It's really, the key to it is you being present. I see you. It starts with an I. I am right here. Hello. That space is an internal alignment. It's not just a, oh, hi, how you doing? It's a connection. It's a recognition. It's a validation. It's an engagement. It's a communication.
And I think that's how mastering alchemy works. Because everything we do, from putting a new item in the store, having a phone call, everything is based on hello.
It is.
Hello, I see how great you are.
Yeah. Now, from mastering alchemy standpoint, which isn't the topic, we literally structured mastering alchemy intentionally in the word hello. And we set it at a color blue, which is a whole nother interesting way of saying hello to somebody, matching their energy. I see you where you are, and uplifting. But in mastering alchemy, there's no boundary. People come, people go, people bounce off the blue, they bounce off the hello, they pass right through it. Some stay, some leave. There's no cell.
Yeah.
It's a hello.
That's all.
This is what's here. Hello. And it's been remarkably successful because that hello is to the heart.
And it has no strings attached, no agenda.
No agenda. And quite often you realize this is a person in need. I had an experience just in the last few weeks where I was at a Whole Foods in the morning, and there was a Muslim woman, maybe 50, 60 years old, all dressed in her scarf and clothing, and just looking at her eyes, you could see this woman was confused, she was uncertain, she was very much in some level of need, but she was very tight because she didn't know how to ask, she didn't fit in, and it was really clear she was in need. And I literally walked over there and said, "Can I help you? Are you lost?" And she said very quietly, "I have no food." And it wasn't like the person with the sign saying, anything you can do. This woman was genuinely a person in need. And it was really easy to reach in my pocket and pull out the first bill, which happened to be a 20, and say, "Here, go get some food." Did I miss the 20? No. It was a hello. Did it make a difference to that woman's space? Absolutely. That level of saying hello and assisting is what's going to break down the walls in these divides we've talked about in the last 2 weeks. The uncertainty, I'm better than you, you threaten me. This word hello has got to be understood and applied if this transition is going to be navigated smoothly.
And it's not just for the person you're saying hello to. It feels really good.
And it's for you. The hello is opening. The hello provides the opportunity to buy that house.
Right.
The hello basically says, I see you. What do we have in common, and what don't we have in common, and how do you and I begin to navigate and uplift the world in manners that are empowering to people? This is a spiritual transition into well-being. And in that fifth dimensional space, safety doesn't exist. Trust is not even a word, because there is nothing unsafe and nothing to distrust. Now think about that. What would that do to you if you had an environment where you were completely safe? Well, you would start to be amused. You would have fun. You would begin to be open and expanding. Opportunities would be there, not to argue with, but to be absolutely enamored by. What if you lived a life where everything was like, wow, this is possible. I can do this. This is who I am. Starts with hello. Really important word. That's all I know.
Hello.
Hello.
I see how great you are.
Yes, and I see how wonderful you are. So we'll kind of move on in the next couple of weeks with different topics, but these 3 topics that we've just talked about in the last 3 weeks are very key to your navigating this journey through this transition. So enjoy.